Welcome to Naked Pixels. Short clips with advice from the Naked Texture Artist podcast, where my guests answer questions all artists struggle with. Enjoy. How do you discern that? When you look at a reel, you talk to an artist. Many artists are not very good communicators, like verbally or, shy,
I tell you
introverted
what,
people. How do you draw that out?
well, you can pick up on a certain vibe. I tell you, to anybody that's listening to this that's a beginner, don't ever bring negative energy into an interview. Don't start bad mouthing a studio or people that you work with. That's a sure way to never get hired. For me, I like what I would see pretty frequently was a lot of demo reels, especially for people that were juniors. They would tend to stick to something very safe. They would, texture a camera or a sewing machine or something like quite simple. You can tell that it's a very conservative
Okay.
but safe bet. And I
Cameras,
mean,
they
those
are
people,
they are popular, aren't they? I have
they're
a
very popular, and there's a lot of those kind of demo reels.
I have a
And I mean,
mentee at the think tank right now that's doing a camera. Not too late
I,
to change it, maybe. I don't know. Go
I mean,
on.
there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
There are great texture painters that have started their careers that way. But for me personally, if I'm looking for somebody that's going to hit that sort of short list, especially if they're juniors or whatever, like I put a lot of juniors from Think Tank, and some of them I'd mentored, so I had that advantage. But it was the people that had come up with original concepts or something more novel, something I hadn't quite seen before and done it really, really well. Like one of the standouts for me was Javier Blanco. He was a really great creature guy from Think Tank that had done this awesome looking
Oh, yeah.
reptilian
I
dinosaur.
was gonna
You
say
may have seen his
the
stuff.
one based on the crocodile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that
So,
one. He
but
hires himself right there. You know.
yeah,
That
exactly.
this is
So even though he only did the one creature for his demo reel, that's all he needed because anybody that looks at that can say, wow, this person had like they've designed this, they've modeled it, they've textured it to the highest level. That's all they need to sort of sell themselves to get the kind of work that they want. And he went on to work on Jurassic World and did a bunch of dinosaurs, Aquaman, like lots of great creature work. I think he works at Ziva the last time I checked. But that's an impressive demo reel. But if I'm looking at 50 reels and they all are just kind of like a random object that's been textured quite well with Substance Painter, it's not going to stand out as much as something that's like got an interesting sort of makes an interesting impression. It shows some originality.
I'm gonna push back on this, Chris. Devil's
Okay,
advocate here. Okay.
sure.
And so you're a creature guy, 100%. This is in your blood. I would say that 99% of visual effects artists don't have that luxury because the work that we do, the work that pays, the work that is there available to us
Mm.
is, for the absolute majority's part, has nothing to do with creatures. It is buildings, it is set extensions, a couple of vehicles, maybe some digit doubles. Creature work is the top 0.01% of the work. So if you're saying that's me, this is who I am, I'm gonna go in that direction, sure, technically you have a chance, percentage wise. It's not great. You're gonna have some lean years ahead of you if you ever get there.
Mm.
So in my experience as a texture artist, as a working artist, if you can, I sort of see the hiring process as twofold. You have demo reels should answer the question, can this person do the work that we have here on this show? As in, they can start on Monday and should be able to plug straight in and just get cracking, turning out assets. And then the interview, is this person a complete idiot or going to be nice enough to work with? Right?
Hmm.
That's just so
Yeah.
like boiling it down to just two simple components, yes and no. I would say that all of these reels with the objects, the cameras, and the so on and so forth, for the all that ocean of the vast majority of visual effects work that is hard surface assets, that is about just recreating a prop from a reference photo and whatever, that does the trick. The guy that turns up
Yeah.
with the crocodile-based, the lizard creature that doesn't exist in real life, yes, it's incredibly impressive, but doesn't he stand the chance of maybe people looking at that? It's like, yeah, that's amazing, but we have no need for that here. Sorry,
Mm.
go home, and we are going to take this other guy that played it safe with a real.
Yeah.
That's my devil's advocate thing to you here. What do you think?
I think you made a really great point. It is true. Like the majority of my career as a texture painter has not been doing creature work. Like it's true. A lot of it is ingest, like just taking other people's assets from other
Oh
studios
boy, yeah.
and bringing them in and publishing them into our pipeline.
Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. We have a tiny bit of housekeeping to do on the way out. If this episode has been helpful to you, why not share the podcast with your colleagues and friends? If you'd like to support the podcast, I'd appreciate if you bought me a coffee. You can do that on Ko-fi. That is spelled ko-fi.com/The Naked Texture Artist. One word. If you have suggestions, comments, or questions, I'd love to hear them. Feel free to drop me a line on thenakedtextureartist@gmail.com. That is The Naked Texture Artist written out in all one word at gmail.com. As I mentioned, having a busy day job in visual effects means my release schedule for this podcast can be a bit irregular. So if you don't want to miss out, subscribe to The Naked Texture Artist wherever you get your podcasts. Or follow the podcast on the socials, then you'll be alerted when the next episode drops. The music in this episode was Awake by Tycho. Nick Sifoni helped put the sound together, and everything else was done by me, your host, Marque Pierre Sondergaard. Speak to you soon.